Okay, today we're going to be making one of these stools. It's a utility stool. I've used it for many years. Not this one, but other ones. I built so many of them. I just finished building this one, and we're going to build another one just to show you how it's done. I've made patterns over the years just to help, make it a little quicker. And I use this for my pattern bit as a template, but I'm going to cut it out with the jigsaw. Just maybe you don't have a router or anything, but maybe you have a jigsaw to cut this out. So those are the sides, and this will be the top. And this will be the brace that goes on either side. And the bottom tray is pretty simple. It's just pieces of pine. They're 2 inches wide. And I got 1/4 inch plywood in the bottom here and laying in a rabbet. No, not a rabbit, but a dado. And she's all screwed together and glued, and that's about it. Here's one I built about 30 years ago, and it's still functional. Creaks a little bit, but she's still in fine shape. I don't know how many I built. I built lots of these. Okay, we're going to be using reclaimed plywood. I got 5/8 here, 3/4 is fine also, but this is what I got. This is what I'm going to use. So we'll cut it to size, and later on we'll shape it and sand it. Okay, for a good edge, just double check the edge. It's nice and straight. I've got the saw set, and the saw is set at 11 7/8. Allows you a saw cut, very little waste. Okay, we put a guide here on this piece of plywood. I squared it up. I'm just going to do a rough cut with the skill saw, and then we'll run it through the table saws. Just a lot easier to handle it when we make a little smaller pieces. That'll be our 2 sides. Okay, and that'll be our top. This is 11 3/4 long. The top is 3 1/2. The bottom is 2 1/8. Okay, here we're just going to do a rough cut. We're going to straighten it up with a router afterwards. Okay, here we got a pattern bit. You'll see there's a bearing here, and it's a 1/2 inch, and the cutter is probably about 1 inch long. So the idea is this bearing is going to run along this pattern. You could just sand it out. I've done that too, but we'll do the router this time. Okay, here I'm just gonna punch some holes. I'm drilling a 1/8 hole for the screws later on. This way they're all in the right position. Don't have to measure them out. And for whoever wants to know where the screw holes are, the top one is 1 3/4. The second one is 5 7/8. And the third one is 10 inches, and the measurement is coming from the top. And they're 3/8 of an inch in. Okay, this template here is for a larger stool, but we're going to utilize it just the same. We just drew a center line in here and lined it up. And we fastened it on. We drew a line here. Now I'll take it apart and I'll drill a hole in here so I can get my jigsaw in. And we'll be off to the races. Here I laid out the lines there just in case you don't have a router. You can always cut it with your jigsaw and then sand the rest. And it also makes it a little easier on the router. Take the majority of the material away. Okay, the position of these holes that I drilled here, 2 1/4 in from the edge, and this one will be in the center. And these are 3/4 from the edge, because there's going to be a lip here. Okay, here I'm using a 1/4 round. I'm going to be rounding in the handle hole on both sides. As you can see, this angle here, we're going to cut it off at a 90 so it fits in here. And these corners have to mate in this spot here. So we're going to do the radius with a router, and I'm just going to cut this off with a table saw. So all I'm going to do is measure the inside, and she looks like 3 3/8. Roughly. Okay, this one here I'm going about 3/4 in from the end. Just going to round that little corner out. I'm going to leave that back side, the 90-degree side, square, and the inside of the ones are going to be rounded on both sides. So we're gonna cut the dado in half of this thickness, and we're gonna come in 3/8 from the edge. Okay, we're just gonna round over the edges. I got the 1/4 inch round over in there. Just gonna round over the top edge, inside and outside. Now what you have to do is put on these foot protectors here. I ran around these things off, I chamfered them and stuff, but I still like to put a little extra protection on it. So I'm going to make a couple of these. And they're going to be 3.5. And whatever thickness plywood you use. And I'm leaving about 1/2 inch here at the base here. And roughly 1/2 inch on the sides. So total I got about 1.5 inches. Okay, that completes this build. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. If you do, please like and share. And thanks for watching. Bye now.